this life. I never intended to write an autobiography. Decades ago, after I presented an award to Barbara Jordan, the trailblazing civil rights activist and the first African-American elected to the Texas Senate, I asked her, "When are you going to write your book?" A smile spread across Barbara's face. "When I have something to say," she told me. In that moment, I decided that if a woman as accomplished as Barbara could get away with such a reply, so could I. Years later, a gentleman from the Washington Post interviewed me. "When are you going to do your book?" he asked. And just as I had been doing for some time by then, I borrowed Barbara's response. "When I have something to say," I told him. "Well, I've been talking to you for 3 hours," he said, chuckling, "and it sounds to me like you've got plenty to say." I nodded and gave him the same grin Barbara had once given me, with no plan of ever committing my story to the page. Back then, to me, an autobiography was not personal. I thought of it as a written record of my public journey, an account of my stage and film roles, the parts of my experience in view of the world. It was my story through the lens of Miss Jane Pittman, through Rebecca in Sounder and Binta in Roots. To be sure, there are traces of who I am in every woman I have portrayed, in the tenacity of Harriet Tubman, and the quiet strength of Coretta Scott King. I can be glimpsed in the trembling fingers of Constantine in The Help, and in the determination of Miss Carrie Watts in Bountiful. My thumbprint is recognizable. Every one of these characters has left me with an emotional, spiritual, and psychological inheritance I will forever carry with me. But while each in some way reflected me, none could reveal who I am in my entirety. A few years ago, my agent, Larry Thompson, started in on me again about writing a memoir. "You've got to do a book," he said one afternoon. "Yeah, you and the world think that," I told him, shaking my head. "No, I'm serious," he persisted. "It's time." I uttered the same refrain I'd been repeating to him for months. The lights and the trimmings of my career, the accolades, as far as I was concerned, none of it needed to be recounted. For me, the greatest gratification has come in refining my craft, not in gazing upon its merits. He stared at me for a long moment. "You're talking about a Christmas tree," he finally said. "What?" I asked. "Everybody thinks they know who Cicely Tyson is," he explained. "But what they see are the ornaments on the branches, the decorations. They know nothing about the roots." That conversation is what planted the seed for Just As I Am.